For decades, Marvel Comics has built a reputation for its universe-shaking crossover events, from the groundbreaking Secret Wars of the 1980s to the ambitious Infinity Gauntlet and House of M. Yet among these colossal storylines, one stands out not for its brilliance, but for its controversy and creative missteps. Civil War II, the 2016 follow-up to one of Marvel's most defining sagas, remains one of the most criticized comic events in the company's history. Released exactly 10 years after the original Civil War, this sequel was designed to mirror its predecessor's ideological conflict, but instead, it fell into the trap of corporate timing and cinematic synergy. Clearly meant to capitalize on the Marvel Cinematic Universe's success, the event felt forced from the start, lacking the emotional depth or political sharpness that had made the first Civil War such a phenomenon. The premise that promised too much. At the heart of Civil War II was a new Inhuman, Ulysses, who could foresee potential futures. His visions prompted a moral debate across the superhero community. Should heroes act on crimes before they occur, or should they wait until danger is real? On paper, it's an intriguing moral question, one that echoes the ideas of Minority Report and the ethics of preemptive justice. However, where the original Civil War offered a grounded allegory about surveillance, security, and personal freedom in the post-9/11 era, Civil War II reduced its philosophical weight to a series of repetitive fights and questionable decisions. Tony Stark once again opposed authoritarian control, while Captain Marvel, Carol Danvers, embodied the hardline, predictive policing stance, a characterization that painted her as uncomfortably tyrannical. Why it failed to connect. The event's biggest flaw was its execution. By the end of the series, Ulysses' visions were revealed to be unreliable, rendering the entire conflict meaningless. His transformation into a cosmic being, literally joining eternity, erased any sense of consequence, leaving readers frustrated and disconnected. To make matters worse, shocking moments like Hawkeye killing Bruce Banner had little narrative payoff. Many subplots were quickly abandoned, and major character arcs dissolved without resolution. The story felt more like a checklist of marketing moments than a cohesive narrative. The fallout, Captain Marvel's reputation in ruins. Perhaps the most damaging consequence of Civil War II was the destruction of Carol Danvers' character. Once positioned as Marvel's next flagship heroine, Captain Marvel's portrayal during the event turned her into an authoritarian figure willing to imprison heroes and teenagers alike based on uncertain predictions. Fans found her unrecognizable, less a leader and more a symbol of misplaced power. Unlike Tony Stark, whose controversial role in the first Civil War was nuanced and humanized, Carol was written as unyielding and unsympathetic. This characterization alienated readers and created long-term fallout for her popularity. Even as Marvel tried to rehabilitate her image with later solo runs, including Kelly Thompson's 50-issue Captain Marvel series, the stigma of Civil War II lingered. A legacy of disappointment. In the years since, Civil War II has become shorthand for how not to handle a crossover. It disrupted character arcs, undermined its own moral premise, and alienated fans it sought to engage. Its repercussions, both in storytelling and in fan perception, are still felt today. Nearly a decade later, the event stands as a reminder that not every sequel needs to exist, and not every moral debate benefits from corporate timing. In trying to replicate the magic of the original Civil War, Marvel instead delivered one of its most divisive and hollow sagas, one that even time hasn't redeemed.